Hey guys, welcome back. We're doing another deck profile, still for the 1-year anniversary at Trifecta Gaming in Allentown, PA. Tell us who you are and what you did.
My name is Yasser. I got 4th place at the Trifecta tournament for Pokemon with Calyrex V.
All right, yeah, I wanted to do a deck profile because this was very spicy. Not used to seeing, this kind of deck around. So, show us what you played.
So Calyrex V was actually the first deck that I built when I got into Pokemon a few months ago. I saw this at a GameStop for $30 and put a little bit more money into it, and this is what I had. So to start off, I play with all 3 Calyrex Vs. The first attack, Shadow Mist, can be helpful in certain situations where it doesn't enable people to play special energy or stadiums, but I almost never use that, but it's good to have that option. The main part of this deck is the Calyrex V Maxes. The Calyrex V Maxes have an ability called Underworld Door, where you can attach a psychic energy to a benched Pokemon and draw 2 cards. So when you have 3 of them on the field, you can attach 3 energy, draw 6 cards. And with the manual attached, that's 4 energy a turn. Its main attack is called Max Geist, which gets 30 damage for every psychic energy on the field that you control in your Pokemon. So when you've already gone through 2-3 turns and you have 12 to 15 energy already on the field, you're doing 300 plus damage. And that's at, if you're lucky, that could be at turn 4, maybe turn 3, depending on how well you're playing the deck.
Yeah, honestly, I played against him, just play testing before the tournament, and this deck's crazy fast. Drawing a bunch of cards, attaching a bunch of energy.
Yeah, and something that also helps is Galarian Articuno. I only play 2, because if you play more than 2, it gets kind of bricky, and you end up getting this too much in your hand. It's easier if you just search it with like an item that will search a Pokemon, because when you play this from hand, you can attach 2 energy from your hand and put it onto the field with Cruel Charge, which helps with accumulating energy when you're trying to plan your game and attack and things like that. I play the 1 Mewtwo EX. It's mostly for like when I'm fighting like a dark type deck, which I'm weak against. Mewtwo X was actually the reason I won against it was like a Roaring Moon deck. It's like the first guy I played, and he was the reason I won. Because I was stacking energy with my Calyrexes, and ended up with like 16 energy on the field, and I used this to defeat it. This has a very similar attack called Photon Kinesis, where it's 10 plus 30 for each psychic energy attached to all of your Pokemon, exactly like Calyrex. So this is basically like the modern Calyrex, because it's the newest card. These are going to get rotated out soon, so come April, no more Calyrex for me.
But you had a good run with this so far.
Yeah, we had a good run. I got Mimikyu. This has Safeguard, which prevents all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks from my opponent's EX and V Pokemon, which is really good for stalling if I need the time to search for my Calyrexes and evolve them and gain energy. Next is Pumpkaboo. Pumpkaboo actually came in the structure deck. This card is nice because if someone is playing a really problematic stadium card, if you play this from your hand, it'll just discard that stadium card. And if you evolve it into Gourgeist, if for some reason they kill your Gourgeist, you can just rip a card out of their hand. The next thing I play 4 Nest Ball. The Nest Balls are important because you want to be able to search Calyrex as much as possible. You need as many cards as possible to search for basic Pokemon. Since Calyrex V is basic, Nest Ball is a good way to find him. Same thing with the 4 Fog Crystals. 4 Fog Crystal will get you either a energy or a basic psychic Pokemon. And those are really important in this deck. Seeing as how you only play 13 Pokemon in the deck, and they're all psychic, only one of them is a stage 2. Everything else is basic. So these are really, really important to build your board. If for some reason you don't have these in your hand, I play 2 Great Ball, which is useful. It's okay in the deck. You don't really need it, but it's a good card just in case. Professor's Reach is good if you get too many trainer cards in your hand and you're really trying to get those Calyrexes. You'll use Professor's Research, ditch your entire hand, get 7 cards. I don't really see a lot of people play this one, but I personally like to play Nimona. When I have a low hand count and I don't really feel like throwing a Professor's Research because I have like a bosses in my hand or something, I'll use Nimona to plus on some cards. Hopefully get another Calyrex, get Mimikyu, maybe get something else I need.
No, yeah, that's a good reasoning.
For example, Clara, if for some reason before I built up my field, my Calyrex VMAX got killed, or for example Mewtwo EX, and I need him back, Clara allows me to take 2 Pokemon from the discard pile as well as 2 energy, which is important for this deck. Jacques searches for evolution Pokemon. This is only to search for the VMAX because it's an evolution. This is the switches. I use switch, for example, when I have Mimikyu in the front for a few turns. If I had Mimikyu in the front for a few turns, sometimes I might want to switch into a VMAX. You switch, have him built up, and just attack, just right there. Especially when people don't really know what to do against Mimikyu. Like if you see that someone gets stuck because of this card, a good strategy would be to switch it out so that even though this has a 1 retreat cost, you don't want to waste the energy because it's really, really important for the strategy of the deck. The next card, of course, Boss's Orders.
Oh yeah.
This is a staple in every deck. Like if you don't play this card, like I don't know, figure it out.
Something always forces your opponent to play around.
Exactly. This is also a really important card. If there's a problematic card in the back row, in the bench, let's say like Alakazam, Radiant Alakazam, or for me today what was problematic was Inteleon VMAX. It was just really annoying, so I would just use this to switch it out using Boss's Orders and then kill it with Mewtwo EX since it's electric. Curse Duster, I only play 1. I play 1 Curse Duster. If I attach this to a Pokemon and it dies, it rips a card out of their hand. A lot of these one-ofs are like situational, but it's good to have that in your toolbox in case you need them. And the rest of the cards is energy. I play 22 energy, I believe.
That one sneaky foil energy is hiding in the middle there.
Oh yeah. I just have the 1, but I play a lot of energy, which is really important. So that's 5, 10, 15, 22.
All right.
And that's a deck.
Is there any changes that you would want to make?
Honestly, not at the moment. When it rotates out, this deck is just going to be a deck that I'm going to use to play in Expanded because since Calyrex is just not going to be in the format anymore, I'm going to have to find a different deck to play. At this point, I'm probably going to be like Mewtwo EX mixed with like Solrock and Lunarock, the one that searches the energy out. Because it'll essentially be the same thing, but it'll be like a 1 prize deck as opposed to a 2 or 3 prize deck like this one is. Where every time you kill something, you'll get more than 1 prize card.
Definitely.
And
it's nice that this is an alternative to Gardevoir if you still want to play Psychic deck, you know? Something that can still be at least decently competitive.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, Gardevoir is competitive. I forgot about that. I'm like, nah, this deck is honestly amazing, especially when you're first learning the game. If you like games that are more fast-paced and you're first getting into Pokemon, this is definitely a deck to pick up. I came from playing Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh, so this was very, very quick, and I enjoy the play style of this deck.
Awesome. Well, thank you, and until next time, guys, take care.